With the starters getting the day off for the Kansas City Chiefs against the Denver Broncos, we have some major changes to look at for the Kansas City Chiefs in their regular season finale against Denver. On today's show, we'll break those down for you coming up in just a matter of moments. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us here on the Chiefs Report. Before we go any further in today's show, if you want the Chiefs to repeat, well, there's only one thing you need to do. Hit the like button. Let your voice be heard. Let them know that we want the Chiefs to be doing it again, be the first team in NFL history to ever repeat for a third time. Hit that like button. We'll get started with today's show. So I got three things that I want to hit on that I think are going to be pretty fascinating for this Kansas City Chiefs team this week. That I know that we're talking about the starters not playing and some opportunities for some other guys, but these changes that we're focusing on actually have implications for the playoffs in the coming weeks ahead as well. Let's start with the left tackle situation for Kansas City. DJ Humphries, there's a possibility that he could potentially make his return to the field this week. Andy Reid sounded very optimistic about that possibility, that whether it's this week or in the playoffs, that DJ Humphries is on the right track. There was a report that came out this week that the hope is that Humphries does play for Kansas City this week against Denver, that they do want to get him reps prior to the postseason, as he's only played one game with the Chiefs since he signed before he got hurt. And you think about this. Kansas City's had a lot of success in recent weeks since the injury to DJ Humphries of moving Joe Thuney from the left guard spot to the left tackle position. And although that has worked, that is not the preference of Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. In an ideal situation, they would like to feel comfortable enough with DJ Humphries to get the job done at the left tackle spot and to move Joe Thuney back to his natural position of the left guard spot. So if Humphries plays and plays well, then you have that flexibility. You don't have to do that, but you have the option to go ahead and go forward with Thuney at left guard and with Humphries at the left tackle position. Also, another note at the left tackle spot, I would watch for this week for Kingsley, who we haven't seen a whole lot of really since the start of the season when he got benched. This could be an opportunity to get him some reps after a year that has not gone his way, right? Started the season at the left tackle spot, and it did not go well. After a very promising training camp in preseason, it was a disaster when Kingsley got his chance to start at the left tackle position. But if we're being honest with ourselves here, when we talk about the players that Kansas City has that still have the brightest window to potentially be successful long-term at that left tackle spot of guys that are on the roster, Kingsley is still that guy. It's far too early to call him a bust at this point. It's just too much of a small sample size. And we've seen Kansas City, after a rough start, kind of take a redshirt year of sorts with Kingsley. I think this might be a good opportunity to get him more reps and see where he's at this point and get him live action playing experience against a Denver team that could be a playoff team when it's all said and done. So, who should start at left tackle in the playoffs? Should Kansas City go with Joe Thuney? Should they go with DJ Humphries? Or somebody else for that matter? Weigh in the comment section and let us know who you believe that is. Got a great deal that we're offering on Fanatics right now, folks. 40% off Chiefs polos. Yes, you heard that right. For a limited time only. 40% off Chiefs polos. These things are fantastic. You can go see for yourself at chatsports.com/KCPolo. Whether you're on the golf course, whether you're hanging out with the buddies and want to represent your Kansas City Chiefs, we got some great Chiefs gear for you. Go see for yourself. Chatsports.com/KCPolo. 40% off for a limited time. Check it out now. You'll be glad you did. Number 2 on our what to watch for list this week, let's talk about the pass rush for the Kansas City Chiefs. And there's a couple names that I would keep an eye on this week, and if they play well enough, they might make a case for more playing time here in the postseason. I've said for a long time, you could never have too many pass rushers. We've seen the Chiefs' pass rush step up and play better within recent weeks, but it wouldn't hurt if they could get more guys involved and be more active. Starting with Josh Uche, who the Kansas City Chiefs traded for before the trade deadline, what the hell happened to this guy? Josh Uche, they were very excited about that. Hey, he's had some good moments over his career with the New England Patriots. He's still not very old. And then just like that, in the snap of a finger, he was forgotten about, and he's been a healthy scratch in some games for the Kansas City Chiefs. When you look at his career with Josh Uche, this is somebody that has been pretty decent when it comes to his career pressure rate, 15%. Just to kind of put that into perspective, that is extremely high for most players that do the job of Josh Uche, but he's fallen out of grace with Spags and this coaching staff for the role that they were hoping to get out of him in that regard when it comes to Josh Uche there. And, you know, you look at the numbers that we've seen from Uche over the past, this is somebody that I think if given the opportunity, if he actually got the chance, he could potentially step up and be a guy to watch for, but he hasn't given much of a chance as far as that goes, and maybe things change in that regard this week. Speaking of pass rush, we got to talk about King Felix, the second-year pass rusher out of Kansas State, the former first-round pick. And there was a lot of excitement about him with what he did in training camp, with what he did in the preseason, that he could take that big jump. We've seen a couple flashes here and there. I think in particular what happened for that game against the Cleveland Browns. He had a nice showing there, but realistically, we just haven't seen it at a consistent basis. We know the talent's there, but we haven't seen it week in and week out. And this week, this is a big chance for him to show what he's made of why he deserves more playing time and should be a part of this rotation here. I think with all eyes on these backups, with these second and third string guys, there's no reason why King Felix can't step up and why he shouldn't have that big moment we've been waiting for him to have. Who will have a breakout performance this week for the Kansas City Chiefs? We've gone over a couple names. Who comes to mind for you? Weigh in that comment section and let us know. Chiefs Report is covering the Kansas City Chiefs like no one else is all year long as we bring you our daily news and rumors, our live shows. We're going to have watch parties for every playoff game, all right here on the Kansas City Chiefs Report. If you are a diehard Chiefs fan, if you love the Kansas City Chiefs, this is the channel for you. Subscribe. Make sure your friends subscribe as well. It's going to be an incredible next few weeks here on the channel, and we're excited to bring it all to you here like no one else will. Subscribe now for free, youtube.com/ChiefsTV. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment. Last on our list, this could potentially be the season debut for Steven Nelson, who signed with the Kansas City Chiefs just a few weeks ago. After initially retiring after last season, the Chiefs had a need at the corner position, and it's been in flux really since Jalen Watson went down. And this could be a great time to get Nelson involved potentially, to start him at that outside corner spot, see where he's at, how he's picked up this defense, and get him up to speed pretty quickly here. I think this is a big opportunity for him. And the last time we saw Steven Nelson, I keep reminding folks that the version that we've seen most recently of Steven Nelson with the Houston Texans, he was a much better football player than what he was here in Kansas City previously. He had a career high of 4 interceptions in 2023. A lot of experience, 130 games played, 115 starts in his career. He's played at a high level. And I think for him, if he wants a significant role in this Chiefs defense when it comes playoff time, this is a great opportunity to prove his worth, that he can get the job done, that he's fully up to speed with this defense, that he's in great shape, great health. This is a chance to show what he's made of this week. And here's what we're talking about as far as the different player he's been. You can see 3 teams in 4 years, and he was good with all 3 teams, with Houston, with Philadelphia, and with Pittsburgh as well. So I'd like to see Steven Nelson step up and maybe play a potential big role in this Chiefs defense here in the home stretch. Do you believe in Steven Nelson? Is he going to come out and do a very good job and potentially earn himself some playing time in the postseason? Weigh in, let us know. Type B for believe, D for don't. If you enjoyed today's show, like the video. We certainly would appreciate it. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time here at the Chiefs Report.